I would say that the number one reason that parents join online parent support or attend the group live is because they're absolutely worn out with the parent-child conflict. But you know what? There's a lot of legitimate reasons for this conflict, and I want to take a look at that briefly before we talk about what to do about the conflict. When I work with families and I have both the parent and the child there, at some point in the conversation, the parent usually says, you know, my child needs to listen. He doesn't listen. And then the kid will say the same thing about the parent. He'll say, well, my mother or father, they don't listen to me either. And the reason being is because pain interferes with listening. Let's say, for example, that you and I are on a construction site working on a house. I'm on the roof, you're on the ground. I fall off the roof, break my shoulder, and at the same time, you chop your thumb off at the bandsaw. Now, when you come around to show me your injury and try to get me to help you, I'm not going to be too interested in your injury. And it's not that I'm being insensitive or uncaring or selfish. I'm simply in too much of my own pain to consider your pain. I'm not able to help you right now. If I hadn't fallen off the roof, we'd go find your thumb, I'd throw you in the truck, we'd go to med check and get your thumb sewed back on. This is what's going on at home. Everybody is in so much of their own individual emotional pain that they simply are unable to listen to anybody else's pain. Pain interferes with listening. So mom thinks that her daughter, for example, is insensitive, selfish, and doesn't care about the relationship. The daughter thinks that mom doesn't love me, doesn't care about me. And all of this revolves around the fact that pain interferes with listening and results in resentment flu that exacerbates the original problem. Children absolutely hate when the parents nag, and they try to get the parent to stop nagging by getting angry with the parent. But nagging equals importance. The parent nags because her child is so important and because she wants her child to be non-destructive to the relationship. Unfortunately, the child doesn't see that the parent's motives are good and instead views nagging as criticism. So the parent, out of a well-intentioned heart, tries to impart advice and guidance and give good suggestions, and unfortunately this downloads in the kid's head as I'm being lectured, I'm being nagged, I'm being criticized, and again, the parent had a good message, but it didn't go in one ear and out the other, it didn't even go in the one ear. Children are always busy with the business of being autonomous and independent, and it doesn't matter the age. It could be a 3-year-old, a 10-year-old, a 15-year-old. They're always wanting to be separate and they want to do things themselves. Unfortunately, they haven't found a way to be both autonomous and non-abrasive. How many times did you hear your 3-year-old say, let me do it, I can do it myself? Okay? And it's the same thing that the 12-year-old is saying. It's the same thing that the 18-year-old is saying. I want to do it myself. I want to be separate from you. And the parent can view this as rejection, disobedience, and so on. So your kids think that they're doing right. And as a teenager, he or she is doing exactly what he should be doing. Developmentally, they should be seeking autonomy and independence. Again, unfortunately, they haven't found a way to do that without being abrasive and pushy to the parent. So if we think that our kids are doing these bad things because they have evil intentions, we're going to give up trying to influence them, we're going to become afraid of them, we're going to get angry, and we're going to rage at them. So you don't have a bad kid who has evil intentions. You have a kid who's desperate to be autonomous and independent, but hasn't found a way to do that without also being abrasive and pushy. And there are other legitimate reasons for parent-child conflict on this page, and I hope that you'll look through all of them.